Okay, guess who's back with more shitty lore videos? It's me, Wonder. Today we're tackling Chapter 3, and I have to be careful what I say because Oddgirl from Twitter likes this chapter, and she's one of my only viewers. Hi, Audie. Okay, let's get into the lore. Welcome to the new world. We've got the Seven's base, a nice desert, Marvel, and no one fucking cares because Tilted Towers is back. Thank God. We needed somewhere for half the lobby to land. This season's story is all about helping Fat Walter White fix up the island after we flipped it over. Speaking of the flip side, it really begs the question, did the IO fucking know about this? There was an entire separate island underneath us the whole time, but the loop was only being run on one side of it. But then, what were the plans for this island? The IO had to know about it since they literally had a mechanism in their base specifically designed to stop the island from flipping. Also, when Galactus showed up in Season 4, were the Seven just staring at his massive cock as he devoured the 0 point? These are the questions that need answers. Anyway, the scientist wants to contact the Paradigm, an exclusive skin from Season X. She was an interesting skin actually, because her armor looked a lot like Singularity, and we don't really know what happened to her after the mech event. Donald Mustard did say that Singularity would become more important, so I'm sure none of this will be retconned for a collab, right? Anyway, Scientist believes Paradigm is the only one who can stop the IO when they arrive on the new island. But The Rock says, fuck that, she's a traitor, and like the mature WWE wrestler I am, I'm giving her the silent treatment. Scientist contacts his traitor girlfriend anyway, but he doesn't get a whole lot of info. We end the season with various IO drills showing up on the island, and the reveal of an entire IO base carved inside a mountain. Apparently they were able to get that made in 3 months. You know what? Sure, why not? Let's just get to the war. It's time for IO and the Seven to go to war. On the IO side, we have Sloan, a maniac who sacrificed the lives of thousands of loopers, Gunner, a man who can't seem to decide what color of armor he wants, and Huntmaster Saber, a really violent furry. Joining The Rock, Walter White, and Scientist on the Seven side is The Imagined and The Order. Guess where they come from? And The Origin, an alien from the last reality, who was once married to the Cube Queen, but got a divorce and ran away to avoid paying child support. You may be surprised to learn that these are actually the remaining members of the Seven. None of them are famous actors though, so I guess Foundation was the only one, and they'll never try to shoehorn in another celebrity as the face of a Seven member, right? I should also probably go over the Marvel tie-in comic series. Basically, Jonesy, The Rock, Wendy's, and Spider-Man go to the Marvel Universe to recruit help in the Zero War and find a piece of the 0 point. Along the way, Jonesy trauma dumps, Wendy's has sex with Wolverine, and Scientist finds out that the Paradigm is alive! Wait, didn't he already do that? Anyway, in the quests, we find out that the IO is building a long stick that will basically end the entire world, and the only way to stop it is with another mech. Since they found the old one on the Ice Moon along with Paradigm's unconscious body, they fix it up while making sure it follows the corporate-approved color palette and begin the mission. Now, in the comic version of the collision event, the mech isn't recolored and inexplicably has the drift arm. Also, when they flash back to Season 9, the Devourer looks like this? I don't know what the fuck that thing is, but it has absolutely no relation to my man Caddis. Anyway, no matter which version you read, the mech makes its way to the Collider and gets caught in an IO trap. Jonesy, The Rock, and the Loopers travel up the Collider and confront Sloan to try and turn her good. But clearly Jonesy didn't see Skyfire, otherwise he would have known how much of a bad bitch she actually is. But before Sloan can kill more people in cold blood, Paradigm smashes her tank with the mech, giving her the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to appear in Fortnite Wilds. Meanwhile, Imagined and Order confront their father and the creator of IO, Geno. Wendy sacrifices herself by jumping in with Geno into the 0 point, hoping to kill them both. Jonesy and The Rock jump in to see what happened and find out that Wendy's has fucking died, and Geno is slowly dissolving too. However, Geno has plot armor, so he actually starts piecing himself back together across the Omniverse. There was also something with Doctor Doom, but I literally do not give a shit, so we're moving on. The IO is gone, so you know what that means. Time to fucking party. This old IO base? Now it's a party. The Sanctuary? You know there's a party. Everywhere you look, the Islanders are having a good time. So it's no wonder that this season became one of the most boring ones to ever exist. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm sorry, Audie, but I'm not holding back on this one. The story this season is scientists investigating some plants. Fantastic! We also get introduced to his AI, Amy, who does not create art with horrific human faces, but does have a borderline weird crush on her creator. Looks like we got Fortnite incest before GTA 6. Anyway, Scientist figures out that Zero Point is calling for help, but has no idea why. Could be for a number of reasons, but I'm banking on this weird thing from the end of the trailer. At the end of the season, we do some quests to look for missing 7 members like The Rock, The Order, and the Wendy's chick who died last season. Wait, what? Anyway, the Scientist retreats down to his lab with Walter White, The Origin, and the Paradigm, who's totally not going to turn into a famous actress next season, where he learns that The Rock and The Order were consumed by Chrome. Alright, last season. Wait, shouldn't there be 4 more of these? Damn, Epic must have really wanted to get to that end event. Must be mind-blowing. Anyway, the Herald escapes from the end of last season's trailer and begins to cover the island in Chrome. Like, really slowly. She'll do a bit at the start and then kind of fuck off for a few months and finish it later on. In between, she'll just kind of gaze into her crystal ball. But at the start, she's an unstoppable force who consumes the rest of the 7 except for Paradigm because she's actually a huge fan of Brie Larson. Ugh, god damn it. So Paradigm escapes to Reality 659 and leaves Jonesy and Amy to help the Loopers defeat the Herald. No Sweat also comes back to profit off civilians during the apocalypse, and the Nothing shows up to groom a random Looper. The Nothing is the actual ruler of the last reality, and he's basically sent the Herald to finish taking over the island after we totally dunked on the Cube Queen in the last chapter. Paradigm is able to send Jonesy a transmission telling him to activate the Loop Breaker project, which leads into the Chapter 3 finale event, Fracture. And when I say leads into, I mean has no association with, because no one fucking knows what the Loop Breaker project is, even to this day. Anyway, the event starts with the cutscene of the Loopers fighting the Herald before she turns massive and chromes the whole island. And then the island fucking explodes. GG's Herald, looks like you won. No, turns out Brie Larson anticipated this and has now initiated a plan to reforge the island in an incredibly thrilling event that will be remembered forever. An event where the Chrome won in the first 10 seconds and the players got 40 minutes of fetch quests before Brie Larson killed herself. However, her sacrifice wasn't in vain, because it created a whole new island to continuously trap loopers in a time loop so Fortnite doesn't die. Well, that was Chapter 3. I'm gonna go out and say that the first half of that chapter was pretty good, but the last half really fell off. This was mainly due to Donald Mustard retiring from Epic Games after the Vibin season, but we didn't find that out until the end of Chapter 4, so everything that was awful in that chapter, we also thought was his fault. And let me tell you, if you thought the end of Chapter 3 was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you later.